Am I the a-hole for joking about my husband in front of our work colleagues after he refused to socialize? About a month ago, I, 38 female, was promoted to a higher position at my job. I am now in a more senior position than my husband, 41 male, at work. My husband has always told me how happy he was that I got the promotion. But sometimes I get the feeling that he's embarrassed that I'm technically his superior now. Last night, we had a work-related social event. It was supposed to be an opportunity to build team cohesion and that sort of thing. My husband didn't really want to go, he's pretty introverted, he also said he had a migraine and didn't want to make it worse. I told him that it would be weird if he didn't come and people might think that he's jealous of me getting the promotion. After some more persuasion, I was able to convince him to come along. When we got there, he greeted a few people but ended up spending most of the time sitting in a corner on his own and only chatting with a few people at a time. Aside from that, the event was pretty good and most of our co-workers were present. At some point, I was in a large group when Sarah, 46 female, who had not yet seen my husband there, asked where he was and jokingly asked if he was as serious and mysterious at home as he was at work. I told them he was the complete opposite at home. I said that while at work he seems organized, at home he's a bit of a slob. I joked about how he always leaves his laundry all over the floor, and I mentioned things like how he complains too much about random trivial things like the neighbor's kids sometimes playing on our lawn. I also mentioned how he has a fear of heights and how he was shaking the entire time when we crossed a rope bridge during our honeymoon. I did say a few other things like how I sometimes feel like I'm his parent. Everyone was interested and surprised to hear all of this, and we did share many laughs together. At some point, my husband walked into the conversation and quickly pieced together what we were talking about. The rest of the conversation was awkward after that. On the drive home, my husband was not speaking. When I asked him if everything was alright, he said that I surprised him. I was annoyed by him being vague, so I told him that I knew that he wasn't feeling 100%, but that he was acting childish for not socializing and acting offended. He said that it was childish and rude that I was sharing his personal details with our colleagues. I then told him that he was blowing things out of proportion, but he didn't respond and the rest of the ride was silent. When we got home, we argued again about the night's events. My husband said my behavior was appalling and that he questioned if I had any respect for him. I was angry by his outburst, so I told him that he was only being sensitive because I was technically his superior now and that what was really bothering him. The argument ended there, as my husband didn't want to waste any more time and went to bed. This morning, I texted my younger sister what happened and she accused me of being insensitive. Am I the a-hole?